Tonie and Tony show. Tony, are you there? Are
I'm
you there?
here. I'm here. Tony Hauser. I'm here.
Are you ready for episode?
Here for the next 8 hours only before I disappear on holiday.
Uh-oh. So we should record then before you go like far away.
I'm just going to record this and then I'm going to go and put my shorts on. And
Ooh.
nobody needs
Well,
to see that.
no. That's right. So we did just jump in the article then, right? Okay.
Yes, that's enough of that. Let's talk about Flyway ad commands.
Yeah, I was reading through the article, and let us directly scroll to the diagrams because we like the diagrams. And I was thinking, hey, why should you create a migration with this command while you can create migrations with another command? And then it got to me because I'm so biased in using the Flyway desktop software where this generating of the content of the files is done for me that
Yeah.
I almost forgot that there are a lot of people, there's a big user base that just is actually part of the cool kids because they will script out their SQL code themselves or Java code or whatever they're doing the migrations.
Well, exactly right. They will. And also, Phil Factor is one of those sorts. So he works. So the idea, I think the Flyway is like, yeah, like you said, why do you really need a command just to add a new migration file when you can just generate your script and it's all, it'll generate all the code for you, migration code for you, and so on. This one's a bit different. I think what I took from it was, say I want to automate a process, like what the one Phil shows is I'm a EditPad Pro man. I work in EditPad Pro, and I want to get the next migration. I don't want to have to go scanning through the project structure to work out what the next migration version is and what make sure it follows the right naming convention. I just want to go give me the next migration, and up it pops in your editor. That's actually surprisingly hard to do without the add command.
Yeah,
Because it's
and
quite
it works two ways, Tony. I also read that if you already have a migration and you want an undo migration, it because you ask the add command to make an undo migration, it will automatically find the last normal migration and create the undo script for it. So it
that is
will,
a great example of why, how
yeah,
this is very handy.
yeah. So it saves a lot of time, and if you automate this exactly right, you just it just pops up your favorite scripting command window, and you can just start scripting and then save it, and it will all be in the standard your team is expecting because it's automated.
Exactly right, exactly. And the real work it's doing for you is that I think Phil's talked about this topic before. If you've just got one migration folder in a little project, it really isn't too much trouble to just have a look at it and work out what the version is yourself. But if you've got a bigger project and you're automating a process, it's actually not trivial to resolve all the active configuration of Flyway, find out all the locations where migrations might be, parse them, sort them, so you know what the next version number should be, and then name it all correctly. You might want a baseline, you might want an undo, you might want a version migration. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff to get right, to check and pass, and if you're trying to just do that by hand, so it were. But Flyway Add does it all for you. That's what it does. It resolves all the locations, pass and sorts of migrations. Goes, okay, I need a v4 migration. You've given me a description of add customer table. And I'm going to place it in the right, and there you go, I'm going to place it in the right project directory.
I got a flashback of our last episode where Phil is using the Flyway X command to info X to get debug information out of all those locations.
Yes,
But
exactly right.
with this command, you're leveraging the locations, but it's not visible. So I think
Exactly right.
I think there should be a Flyway locations command coming up pretty soon, right?
He does say, part of the problem, if there was like an environment variable called Flyway locations that actually just gave you the resolve list,
Yeah, no,
it would
right.
be quite
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's what all the work it's doing for you. And it just, if you scroll down a bit, it just goes through what it's doing at each stage. We don't need to go
Mhm.
through that in detail. The naming conventions you have to follow. There's a few simple examples there, which
Here's the automation part, which we
you
talked
can give it a
about.
location if you want. If you don't want it to sort of just decide where to put it for you, you can give it a version if you don't want it to work out what version it should use. But that seems to defeat the purpose to me. But then the meat of it is like I'm an EditPad Pro man. What he comes up with a PowerShell helper script,
Yeah,
which you
that's so it's
wire
so
into your
familiar.
code editor, and then what you can do is say like you create a new tool in EditPad Pro, create me a new migration file. He's set up what do you call it, a selection variable. It's just to demonstrate what you can do. So he's highlighted roundabout. He says create me a new migration file, and if you scroll down, it invokes this helper script he's given you, and there
Aha.
it is, and it gives you the latest version number. He's put roundabout in the description,
Yeah.
and you're ready to type. And then he shows you how the helper script does that.
Yeah, and
And
this helper script is just you call it a tool, so it's a macro. It's something you pre-recorded, and then you can run from that
well,
EditPad
he's
Pro mode.
wiring the helper script into a macro
Yeah,
in EditPad Pro.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
helper script. So imagine you're the developer working on a migration, you're not necessarily in the root Flyway project folder, which is where all the configuration and locations is defined. So the helper script just kind of walks up it makes sure it knows where all that is. It takes all care of all the configuration and location context for you, and then constructs the Flyway add command in the background
Nice, nice. Well, I think
and
people,
runs it.
yeah, well, people who are not working with the super easy generated way of working, but are the cool kids that script can use
Yeah.
this Flyway. That's pretty good.
Yes, I mean, even if you do use generate to give you your migration scripts, there might be occasions when you're automating a process, like you say, look, urgent ticket ID, spin up a new branch, and create the new migration that you need to write for the fix with the right version number, with the ticket ID in the description, something like that. You know what I mean? There might be uses for it, even
Yeah.
if you're a generate team, which hopefully you are. You don't have to be one of the cool kids like Phil and Ray or yourself.
No,
It's
no, no. Well, let's stop it here. I mean, there are multiple ways of working, and
Exactly.
there's no good or bad.
Exactly.
Oh, there's only cool and no.
It's only
uh,
cool and cooler.
yeah, cool and cooler. With those wise words, Tony, man, we wish you a pretty and sunny holiday.
Thank you very much, and we will see you next time. There'll just be a 1 week hiatus, but we'll be back
Cool.
soon. Cheers,
Bye.
Tony.